There was a time when you could buy your dream house with $1 million in your pocket, but these days $1 million buys you nothing close to that dream in big cities in Canada. It's not that $1 million has shrunk in its value, but rather the opposite. The houses have become so unaffordable that there is a big disparity between what they are selling for and what they are really worth. All this has taken home affordability out of picture. In this video, I'm going to touch base on the topic houses unaffordable in Canada. Here, I'm going to spell out my reasons why we buy a house, why the houses are becoming so unaffordable, the effect of this unsustainable increase in house prices on the general population and the economy, and finally, what can we do to protect ourselves. Hi, my name is Sunny and welcome to my channel SunnySnippets. Here I try to make videos that affect a common man financially. If you're new to this channel, please smash that like button as that will help me with the YouTube algorithm and it will be highly appreciated. Please feel free to write in the comment section after watching this video as it will help me improve my content and your feedback is very important for me. One of the main reasons why people buy a house is that it gives them a sense of security as it provides a roof over their head. The governments have made their policies in such a way that it has always encouraged home ownership. One of the best tax incentives that the Canadian government has done is to exempt primary house from any type of capital gains, which means if you sell the house that you have been living as your primary residence, when you sell it, if there is a profit or capital gain out of it, CRA exempt it from any taxes. This is one of the main reasons why people buy houses, because they being an appreciating asset and they know there are no tax implications when they sell their principal house. Maybe not in a short term, but we are all aware that in long term the house prices appreciate over a period of time. Those people treat houses as a sort of saving or for their retirement. It makes perfect financial sense that you live in your primary residence, build up home equity by paying your mortgage every month over a long period of time, which can be a sort of forced saving, enjoy the home ownership, grow your family in a safe and secure environment, and finally, when you are ready to retire or downsize, you can sell that house and any profit or capital gains you have is exempted from taxes by the CRA. So don't you think it's a very smart financial move? Therefore, why be somebody else's mortgage helper when with a little effort and a bit of planning, you can buy your own home and finally keep all the appreciation that comes with this asset? Just give it a thought. There are many reasons why all of a sudden we have seen in recent times that the house prices have exploded. Let me spell out my reasons for that. Number one, low interest rates. The first and the foremost reason for this sudden increase is the availability of mortgage at very low interest rate. Some of the economists are of the opinion that low interest rate for extended longer period of time is distorting the market. Because of that, people take financial decisions like buying a bigger house. During this time when there are ultra low interest rates, people qualify for bigger mortgages with the same income, which in turn helps them to buy a slightly bigger house and more expensive house than they would normally buy if the interest rates were not that low. People are flipping houses. People have started flipping houses as low interest rates encourage people to borrow at next to nothing and they are ready to flip that house to the next buyer for a small return. So in a nutshell, people are becoming speculative buyers as lower interest rates have encouraged people to do speculative buying with a hope that the next guy is going to give them more money than they have paid for. This is definitely not investing, but risky speculation where the asset prices goes into bubble territory, which is a dangerous trend for all of us. Number 2, low inventory. As they say, Rome is not built in a day. Similarly, it takes a while to build a house. But on the other hand, there is a huge demand because of low interest rates where people are buying to flip, so there are more buyers than actual sellers. Rather, as a matter of fact, the genuine sellers are keeping a wait and watch policy as they don't know how high the prices will go up, and if they end up selling this house, they will have to join this buying frenzy and bidding war. That makes them scary. As a result, they postpone their decision of selling. This makes it a seller's market where buyers are bidding over each other to get whatever is available in the market. This, in my view, is distorting the house prices for both buyers and sellers. Number 3, immigration. As we know, Canada is land of immigrants, and in recent time this trend has accelerated. Since there are only finite amount of houses being built or available at any time, thus increasing the demand from these new arrivals who in some cases are bringing money for down payment, puts an upward pressure on the house prices. Number 4, concentration of population. Canada is a vast country, but there are only major handful population centers on the east and the west coast because of many reasons. Since most of the population wants to live where there are better job opportunities for them along with decent education for the kids, so now they are left with only few cities to choose from. I think these are some of the reasons which are fueling the frenzy of increasing house prices in Canada to an unsustainable level where it is becoming almost impossible and unaffordable for a new family to own a house. It is a dichotomy that a country with such a huge land mass has to develop vertically, not horizontally, by which I mean is developing by building high rises and not expanding their city sideways. With this unsustainable increase in house prices, economists are pointing towards the asset bubble in real estate. Generally, people have treated housing as an appreciating asset over a long period of time, but when these prices increase abnormally in a shorter period of time, it looks like 2008 housing crash in US, which should send chills down our spine. This all resulted in bank losses where people just walked away from their homes as the home prices went below the mortgage amount, with banks holding underwater mortgages. Ultimately, the US federal government has to bail out almost every financial institution in the US at a huge cost to the taxpayer. To avoid that happening, Canadian government has come up with their own bail-in laws for the banks than the conventional bailout. This has recently happened in Greece a few years ago, where the banks were saddled with huge losses, and rather than government bailing them out with taxpayer money, instead they were bailed in with the depositors' money who finally lost their deposit beyond the insured amount. I know this topic of bailing out and bailing in of the financial institutions in the Western world is a new topic for some of my audience. I will try to make an in-depth video about both these important rules used by the governments to support the financial system. As they say, there is no free lunch in this world. If not corrected in time, this asset bubble in housing will result in losses for the banks who hold their mortgages. A wise man once said, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket," and that is true in this case too. You should always have a well-balanced portfolio rather than all your money stuck in one asset class. It means don't try to concentrate all your holdings in real estate. Rather, it's advisable to have diversification where you hold other asset classes too. CDIC is one institution that we should all have knowledge about, which was set up to give guarantees to the depositors up to a certain dollar value. They have their own set of rules, who and how much is insured, but now it is up to us to educate ourselves about this very important organization that can save us a lot of money. This is my take on the topic houses unaffordable in Canada. If you like the content that I make, please help me and my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing to it. Please feel free to write in the comment section about the topic I have touched based on today, and I would urge you to write down if you want me to make videos about a specific topic. Thanks for watching. See you next time in the next video on your channel, Sunny Snippets.